Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into this truly majestic passage from the 6th chapter of the Quran. And what's so incredible about it is how these verses build a single, cohesive, and just unshakable argument, moving piece by piece from our own personal experience all the way to the cosmic. So, the whole thing kicks off with this incredibly potent statement. It's not a suggestion, it's not a theory, it's presented as a fundamental reality. Right from the very first line, a tone of absolute divine authority is set. There's a creator, there's creation, and one is in complete, total control. So where does an argument like this find its footing? Well, it starts on the most universal ground imaginable, life and death. The entire case is built on something every single one of us experiences, forcing us to ask that ultimate question, who is really in control of our existence? Now, before we go any further, it's really important to know where this whole argument is headed. What's the destination? This entire logical path is leading to one central concept: Tawheed, the absolute, uncompromising oneness of God. Every single example, every verse is designed to prove that he has no partners, no equals, period. Okay, let's circle back to that opening phrase. The specific name used for God here is Al-Qahar, the subjugator. Now, this means more than just being powerful. It's this idea of an irresistible, inescapable, absolute mastery over everything. This concept is basically the engine driving the entire argument forward. The text then does something brilliant. It takes this huge, abstract idea of power and makes it incredibly personal and concrete. It describes this highly structured, unseen system all around us. You've got guardian angels documenting your life, and then at the precise, predetermined moment of death, messengers arrive to carry out their task with perfect precision. No mistakes, no delays. And this leads us right to the next point. Death isn't the end of the story. It's a return. Everyone, without exception, is brought back to their true master, the ultimate authority. So accountability isn't just certain, it's swift. As the verse says, he is the swiftest of accountants. There's no escaping that final audit. So from here, the argument makes this fascinating pivot. It moves from theology and holds up a mirror to us, to our own psychology. It asks us to take a hard look at how we behave when that divine power suddenly becomes terrifyingly real and absolutely undeniable. The Quran poses this question directly, and you can really put yourself in this scene. Imagine you're in the most desperate situation possible. Lost at sea in a raging storm, wandering in a vast desert, your life is on the line. When all your own strength and planning amount to zero, who do you instinctively, desperately call out to for rescue? And this is where the text points out this deep, almost painful human hypocrisy. In that moment of absolute terror, we make the most sincere promise, right? Just save us from this and we will be forever grateful. But the second our feet are back on solid ground, the second we're safe and comfortable, we forget. We go right back to business as usual, associating others with the very being who just saved us. And as a stark reminder that our safety is never guaranteed, the passage lists the forms divine power can take. You've got the expected ones, disasters from the sky, like storms, or from the earth, like earthquakes. But then look at that last one, disunity and civil war. The Quran frames internal human conflict, the chaos we create ourselves, as just as much an expression of divine power as a natural disaster. That's a profound thought. At this point, the argument kind of hits the pause button, and it's for a really important clarification. The focus turns to the Prophet Muhammad himself, to make his exact role in this whole dynamic crystal clear, both for him and for everyone who follows. And this is the crucial point. The Prophet's job is tabligh. His role is to convey the message, to deliver the warning clearly. That's it. It is not his job to force belief or to manage people's choices. The text literally tells him he's not a manager over them, which must have lifted such an immense burden from his shoulders. And this verse provides the strategy for him: prophetic patience. It's basically saying that truth works on its own schedule. Every prophecy, every piece of news, every warning has an appointed time when it will become clear. You don't have to force it. Eventually, reality will reveal itself to everyone. So, now that the facts have been laid out and the roles have been clarified, the argument presents this incredibly vivid metaphor, a simile really, to illustrate the choice that's facing every single person. Just listen to the imagery here. It's so powerful.
It paints this picture of someone who's lost, dazed, and confused out in the wilderness, being lured even further astray by these whispering devils. But at the same time, their true friends are standing on the clear, safe path, yelling out, "Hey, over here, come to us."
So the text frames the choice in these really stark terms. It's saying that to receive guidance and then turn your back on it, to go back to idolatry, well, it's like being that lost person who hears the life-saving calls of their friends, but actively chooses to ignore them, and instead follows the confusing, destructive whispers that are leading them straight to ruin. And now, here we are. We've arrived at the crescendo. After laying out all the evidence, from divine control over life and death to human psychology to the role of a prophet, the argument builds and builds to its final, thunderous, all-encompassing conclusion. This is the ultimate statement of power. Kun fayakun. Be, and it is. The argument culminates right here. The being whose simple command brings the entire universe into existence is, by definition, the only true authority. His word isn't just a statement about reality, it is reality. The passage then completely seals its case with this final list of attributes. It's like the ultimate resume. Dominion can only belong to the one who created everything, knows everything, both what's seen and unseen, and is perfectly wise and completely acquainted with everything that happens. Logically, an entity with these qualifications leaves absolutely no room for anyone or anything else. And so, we end with the very question the entire passage has been meticulously building towards. If one single being possesses the total power of creation, judgment, life, death, and all knowledge, then what logical space, what possible role is left for anything else to be worshipped alongside him? It's a profound thought to end on.